Hi everybody, this is Pramika here, and today we're going to work on the second part of the Narrow No-So journal, and probably this is going to be the second, I will probably need another part to show you how you can add these lace fringes and layers, but today we're going to do the basic construction of the thing. So in my previous part, I had shown how you constructed this this envelope-y thing, okay, using two watercolor papers, as I said. The only difference being that I have tea stained this. I have just sprayed this using a spray bottle. I'll show you how I do that. So I have this mixture of tea and coffee, not coffee, basically tea, and some distress inks. Let me show you the basic thing. So what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll just give it a spritz. Now it's totally dependent on how much or how little you want, but this is watercolor paper, so it takes the staining pretty nicely, and I'll just squish this so that I don't waste any tea or coffee solution, and it doesn't get dirty also. So you have both the pages done, and this will dry very quickly. Again, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just a little spritz, and now it's totally dependent on how much or how little you want. I'm going to lay this on the other side and just squish this. And let me tell you, this comes out very nice, very nice. So you can see, now I'm going to let this dry. In the meantime, we're going to work on the pocket that we have already created. So I'm going to let that dry, and we're going to work with this pocket. Now previously I said I'm going to work with my shabby French kit, but there has been a change in plan. When I was working on my Garden Birds journal kit that I had shown, I was working on so many things at the same time. I was not sure how much or how little I wanted, because I'm very new to this digital paper thingy, and I had created a lot of extra papers also, which I did not include in the Garden Birds kit. Okay, so what I decided to do later on, since I had these papers, they just needed a little bit of brush up. I came out with another kit which is very, very cohesive with the Garden Birds kit. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So they go very well together. If you go through this, if you want to just build your stash of garden botanical kind of journals, then this is a very good option. And the backgrounds are more or less same, only the images are different, a little bit different, and it is a mini kit. It's not a huge kit. It comes with 10 pages, 3 pages of ephemera, and 7 pages main pages. So let me give you a flip through. Again, these pages are not in any particular order. I've just printed them out just before this process. So this is one page. I absolutely love this page. How beautifully it turned out. This is the second page. Okay, and this kit is called Garden Sonata. Yvonne, if you're watching this, she's a very good friend. She's also a subscriber, I think. She suggested the name. So I used this name Garden Sonata according to her, Yvonne Russell. This is the third page, I guess. Yeah, so this is the third page. You get 7 pages. I think that's pretty good amount of pages to work with on a mini journal or a mini kit. This is the 4th page. This is the 5th one. 6th one. And the 7th one. So this is very cohesive with the Garden Birds kit. So I wanted to name it something related to the garden. Incidentally, Garden Sonata got its name as Garden Sonata. So here are the mini ephemera that you get along with this. So this is the first sheet. So you get you can use them as journal cards or journal ephemera, as I would say. Journal card, journal backing, or mini journal cards, layers, pockets, whatever. So this is one sheet. So you get 4, 5, 6 and 1 fussy cut. Then you get another one, 4, 5, 6, again 1 label, and this is like a little bit bigger than the others. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, again 1 label sort of thing. So you get these, and we're going to make this scrappy journal, narrow no-sew journal that I was talking about, using these papers. Now I don't need too much of ephemera for this journal, and it is absolutely suits projects like this. I wanted to do it something very simple, something downsized than a big kit. Sometimes what happens is when you're working with a big kit, you might get overwhelmed, but this is such a such a nice kit that if you're working on smaller projects like this is your go-to thing. So it has 10 sheets, 3 sheets of ephemera, 7 main sheets, and it's currently listed in my shop. It's called Garden Sonata. I'll put a link to that below. And also I have listed some lace backgrounds. I will just do a quick show and tell. You probably see them popping up in the project, so that I don't need to walk you through again. So there are, oh my god, this paper clip is coming off. So this is set A. So these are some lace backgrounds that I have done. This is set A and set B. There are 2 sets right now. Probably I'll do a few more because I do have a lot of vintage laces, doilies and stuff like that. I have been collecting them for a while now. So my husband was telling me, why are you collecting these if you're not sharing them, or if you're not scanning them or something of that sort? So I decided to do this. So this is set A. It comes with 5 sheets. No zip files, nothing. This is page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. This is a lovely page. Page 4. And this is another one. Page 5. I love how it came out, it's very subtle and still crisp. And these are all printed on inkjet printer, not laser printer. So you can print them pretty well at home and they will come out like this. So this is set B. So this is another one. Again 5 sheets, set B. This is another page. This is just the fringe. Love how you can fussy cut this out, and use it as a belly band or a tuck on your page. You can back them on your tags and journal cards, or you can do some collages. So this is page 4. And this is page 5. So So this is set B. Just putting this aside because we will start working on the narrow journal. So I will be using some papers from here and also Garden Sonata kit. So I will be doing that, and I'm going to push this aside. So for the cover, I'm going to decide that later on. So for the pages, what I've done is I've already chosen, let me show you. I have chosen some papers, some scraps that I had, some, papers that can be used. I basically prefer using 9 to 10 sheets of paper in projects like this. So if you're using, like I have over here, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so we will require 4 more sheets. I'm going to use some of my lacy backgrounds because they will go very well with this, as well as some papers from my Garden Sonata kit. So let's start the project. So for the inside papers, I will be using, I'll use this because this is very cohesive with whatever I plan on doing, and also I'm going to use this paper, the first one from set A. So I'm using one paper from set A and one paper from set B, and I'm going to put this aside. So as I said, we require 4 more papers. So 2 papers are done. I already have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 4 more. 2 is done, and 2 I'm going to use from my Garden Sonata kit. So I don't know, like, okay, so I might use one from this page, one for this page, and one I can use something. I want to keep this for the cover. Okay, so I can use something like this. Okay, so we're going to use these 2 sheets, and ephemera, we don't need too much of an ephemera, but in the third part, this is going to take long. In the third part, I'm going to show you, after I have cut down the ephemera pieces and sort of done that, I will show you how you can work on these, how you can add the ephemera in a smaller journal like this. So for the cover, we're going to do that later on. Now we want to concentrate more on the the papers. Now the papers, I will first I'll measure them out. So when I chose these papers, I made sure that they fit inside this, but they are not an absolute fit. I wanted them to peek out because the front cover is a little bit shorter than the back cover. So it doesn't matter if it peeks out, that is what we want. So I'm going to first guesstimate. So I want this to be the front lined paper, and then I'm going to use this paper. So I'm going to just fold this. I'm going to tear off the edges, so I'm not very particular about whether they line up or not, but I want a little bit of extra. Okay, so I want this to be like this. Okay, so, and I'm going to make sure how they fit. Okay, so I'm going to put this like so, and the back part is tucked inside, so that's okay. I can extend this part. I can bring it a little bit here. So I think that's going to be nice because I want the label fully at the back. Okay. And you can be sloppy in this, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect. That's the beauty of this kind of journals. So, and I am just guesstimating how much I need to take off. I want this little bit to show through. So when we are tearing the paper, since I don't want the white to show through too much on the front page, what I'll do is I'm going to tear this away from myself. Okay. So I'm tearing this away from myself. So just to show you how it's going to look. You don't have to be perfect. Perfection is not what we want. Again, I have the straight edge. I will take this off because I don't want the straight edge. You can keep the straight edge if you like, but this is, as I said, this is going to be a very, rustic kind of journal. It is not going to be perfect. The beauty lies in the imperfection in this case, and that's what we are trying to do. So we're just taking this off. I'm going to take the bottom part a little bit off. So this is what we have. This is the page. So now I'm going to tuck this inside this and see. I like this. And I'm going to add this paper. I want this paper on the front, and this is how it's going to look. Now I will ink up the edges, don't worry, and I'm going to keep this scrap maybe because I'm going to make some tags or something of that sort later on. So that's one page done, and now we're going to move on. Like I'm just guesstimating around 2 pages, and then I want another some sort of a pattern kind of thing. So again, I will be using this page. I can use it this way also, and in this case, you can fussy cut these out. I'll show you, and keep that as a lace edge. In fact, that's a cool idea. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to fussy cut this out, just show you. I won't bore you to death so you watching me fussy cut this around. I'll do the fussy cutting and then I'll be back. So I have put together the papers. I'm going to walk you through. So this is the front cover. You have the raggedy edged. If you don't have something like this, no worries, you can just tear off something, or you can create a simple paper like this. I'll show you how, with the help of a paper punch. Not a paper punch, but a single hole punch. If you have that, you can achieve the same effect. So let me see where I can find my paper punch. I mean the circle punch. Sorry, not the circle punch, but the single hole punch. I do have one somewhere buried around here. I have been working so much on these digitals. I have misplaced and lost so many things. I can't really recollect. So just hang on, I'll be back with my single hole punch. Okay, so if you want to create something similar, not exactly same, you won't get the same effect, but you can get something similar. I'll just show you on a scrap piece of paper. So if you have a paper like this is going to be the edge of the paper. You can just eyeball this, or you can mark them with a pencil, at equal distance. I'm just showing you the gist. So you get holes like this, just like you have those perforations. Do this, okay, and then now you can just go in with your scissors and just, you don't need to have a notebook like that. You can just have a, see how you can create your own. You don't have to be perfect also, like this is the beauty. You see how cool this effect is turning out to be. Like, you don't have to be perfect. Sorry guys, I'm super tired. I just weekends are not relaxing for me, you know. I relax on weekdays. So you have these cool edges. If you want, you can add these as, you know, extra edges on your pages, or you can create the same effect on a single sheet of paper and then use it in your journals, whatever suits you. So that's just an idea or a tip or whatever you can call it. So quick tip. So that's it. So I have my papers ready. This time I've added 10 papers because I found that I had a little bit extra, so I decided to use that. So this is the first page, second page, third page, fourth page. Look how cool it's looking, you know. I just fussy cut this lace edge. Lovely. I love the effect it's having. Then that's the third page. Fourth page, this is another page from the kit. I'll show you which one. Fourth page, fifth page, this is another lace page. Sixth page, seventh page, eighth page. Oh my god, this is upside down. So I have this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So I have 10 sheets. So in the middle you can leave it like this, but I had the scrap from this page, the rest of the portion, you know, from this paper that I was using. So I decided to keep it in the middle. I like to keep a nice pretty page in the middle generally. If I don't do that, I usually add pockets and stuff like that. So I'm not bothered if it's poking out a little bit, because that's the beauty, as I said. So I'm going to add something later on. So our pages are all assembled. Now our next part will be to work on the cover. Now that's going to be the next part of the series, whereby I'm going to show you how you can add that extra tuck pocket that I had done. This one. So I'm going to add that. So this is just some paper, and I've you know, as usual, I've edged the lip with thicker paper so that it is a little bit sturdy.